Attention everyone! Brace yourselves for another rise in interest rates in the UK. The country's inflation rate has remained stubbornly high for the fourth consecutive month, reaching a staggering 8.7% in May. This shocking figure is primarily driven by soaring prices for flights and second-hand cars, but even supermarket food prices continue to rise rapidly. The blame game is in full swing, with a heated exchange between Rishi Sunak and Keir Starmer during PMQs. Sir Keir accuses the Conservatives of causing the mortgage catastrophe, while PM Sunak defends the government's actions, pointing to the global macroeconomic situation and the substantial support provided to ease the cost of living. The expected rise in interest rates on Thursday is 0.25%, taking them to 4.75%. However, some experts suggest they might even go as high as 5%. These rate hikes mean that homeowners will face significant increases in their mortgage payments. Ouch!
The influential Institute for Fiscal Studies, IFS, has warned that higher interest rates will result in a drastic drop of over 20% in disposable income for 1.4 million mortgage holders. Karen Ward, a member of the Chancellor's Economic Advisory Council, believes that the Bank of England has been too cautious in raising interest rates and proposes a recession to tackle skyrocketing prices. Chart with downward trend. On the other hand, Andrew Selley, the CEO of Bidfood UK, disagrees, arguing that increasing interest rates is not the right approach and will only stifle the economy. Chancellor Jeremy Hunt seems to support further interest rate rises, expressing unwavering support for the Bank of England's efforts to combat inflation. Curious why UK inflation is soaring? Wondering why the Bank of England changes interest rates? Want to know how these interest rate hikes will affect you? Let's dive in. The Bank of England's goal is to keep inflation around 2%, but the current rate is 4 times higher than the target. To rein in rising prices, the bank has been steadily increasing interest rates since the end of 2021. This makes borrowing money more expensive and theoretically encourages people to borrow and spend less, thereby reducing price rises. Unfortunately, the consequences are felt by homeowners, as a third of adults in the UK, who will face larger repayments when their fixed-term mortgage deals end. First-time buyers are also at risk of being priced out of the market due to stricter lending conditions. Mortgage rates have already soared, with the average 2-year fixed-rate mortgage hitting 6.15% and 5-year deals at 5.79%. But why is the UK experiencing such high inflation compared to other countries like the US and Germany? Well, the UK's core inflation, which excludes volatile factors like energy, food, alcohol, and tobacco prices, continues to rise at an alarming rate, reaching its fastest pace in 31 years. Economists point to rising service prices in cafes, restaurants, and hotels as a major driver of inflation. These price increases may be influenced by the rise in wages, leading businesses to pass on higher costs to consumers. Although UK wages have seen their fastest growth in 20 years, excluding the pandemic, they still lag behind the rate of inflation. This means that many households are feeling the financial squeeze as their pay fails to keep up with rising prices. Food price inflation has slightly eased, but it remains at a level that causes agony at the tills. Prices have surged dramatically for ingredients, with tomatoes nearly doubling in price, flour rising by 60%, and cheese jumping by 50%. Unfortunately, there's more bad news on the economic front. National debt has surpassed the UK's economic output for the first time since 1961, according to recently released figures. So, folks, be prepared for higher interest rates, tighter lending conditions, and increasing costs in various sectors. It's a challenging time for many, but understanding the reasons behind these changes can help you navigate the economic landscape more effectively.